us women. Before Prophet Muhammad, brothers and sisters, sin ran rampant amongst the Arabs. They didn't give a damn about the women. Man, according to the book that I recommend, The Living Thoughts of Prophet Muhammad by Maulana Muhammad, these Arabs were so vile towards the women that they treated her as if she was property. So that was their sin. That was their pact. Their pact was the sin that we will adopt is to treat the women like crap, like property. It got so bad that if they had a woman, if they had a woman and she was pregnant, had a child, and she had her child and the child was a girl, they would kill it. If they couldn't find a use for it off the top, they would just throw it in a bucket somewhere or destroy it. It would save the male seed and destroy the female seed. If they sold a house, according to what I read, if they sold a house, they would sell the woman, their wife, as an amenity or part of the property. This is why Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was brought about, thank Allah, and born as an answer to the prayers. He wouldn't accept that mode of operandi. He didn't want to sin because he didn't have to. Since he was a child, they say he was the most noble child of all children. That he refused to do of anything of wickedness, any chicanery. It wasn't in him. He refused to do it. He lived a positive life ever since he was a child all the way up. And Allah chose that brother. Why is it today that we believe that we have to have a sin to get in, to fit in? So when people meet people, they go to their friends and say, oh, what's she into? They're not asking you what good she's into. They want to find out how they can get in to that soul. What's her sin? So fellas were talking, yeah, she's in the gambling, man. She got a gambling fetish, man. You want to get into her, man, you got to have some money. And on the sister side, what he into? Oh, he do a little drugs on the side, you know, he got a little business on the side, you know what I mean? And he laundered that money through there. How do you know that? You know, I used to trick for him back in the days, man, but he did me wrong, you know, he ain't all that bad, you know. These are our circles. And they're really cages. Cages. And we are asleep to the knowledge of the bars around us. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was asked questions in the Supreme Wisdom Book. And in that Supreme Wisdom Book, it talks about the lion in the cage, who has that rusty lock. Who of us has the key? A lion in the cage walks back and forth 60 feet per minute, seeking a way out of the cage. It took nearly 4 centuries to find the door. Now, with the modern equipment, he is walking 3,000 feet per minute, and he has 3,000 by 2,000 miles to go yet. How long will it take him to cover his territory of said 3,000 to 2,000 miles at the above walking rate? 5,000 to 280 feet equals 1 mile. He also has 17 million keys, which he turns at the rate of 16 and 17/100 per minute. How long will it take him to turn the whole 17 million? Who has the key? Is it the lion? Does the lion have the key? Or is it somebody outside the cage? Revisit the Supreme Wisdom. But brothers and sisters, all that you need is inside of you. Your DNA, the information that is within your DNA, if activated, if you would submit to the will of the Lord of the worlds, you will reactivate the keys that are already in you. You see, you have an immune system, brothers and sisters. Inoculated or not, you have an immune system. And that immune system can be put to sleep, tricked. If you ingest the wrong food or the wrong medicines, You can fall victim to even greater diseases and greater threats to your own life. So it is with your mind, your soul, your DNA. Are you going to allow yourself to fall victim to the cage for the rest of your life? The cage is your comfort zone. You call your hood the hood with so much pride while you watch it sink. Brothers and sisters, we had opportunities in Harlem. We had opportunities, brothers, to buy the buildings that are now occupied and cost in excess of $1 million each. We had the opportunity to buy them for $1. But we refused to read a book. We didn't need a sin. We needed books on real estate. But we were tricked into thinking that we needed a sin. And much of us as men grew up and we said, hey, we want to be like Archie Bunker or Fonz from Happy Days. Man, these are shows where the men were flaunting their material things, Fonz, and wrapped around his arms with women.
Chimney there and slide down, will you? Here we go, come here. Yeah. And what do you want for Christmas?
This man, you never seen him with a business or anything or talking about any economic structure or whatsoever. It was all about his leather jacket and his good looks and his greasy hair and his motorcycle. This is the way we were taught to behave when we got in college. Through television, programming. What's the program? Are you down with the program? What's your sin? Archie Bunker, All in the Family. Edith Bunker was his wife. And every time she pointed something out to him of inconsistency or if something was broken, he would shun her. Oh, Edith, come on. But Archie. And she had this nagging type of voice. All by design. All by design. So that the men would look at the women as a nagger. Oh, she's gonna bother you.
And we'll have a little fun, and we can keep it for paying bills, and for trips to see Mike and Glory and little Joey, and then it'll be for presents for little Joey too. Let me see, $5 a week, 52 weeks in the year, 5 times 52, 5 to 2, $260 a year, that's all. Yeah, now let me see, how many years would that take? 1,060. Well, it'll be between 3 and 4 years. But all that time, you don't have to be paying me the $1 a week that I always give. Listen to me, or I'll have to explain it to you all over again. See,
This is how they broke down the black family. This is how they destroyed the families of the poor. White, black, Hispanic, every one of us who watched that show. We loved Archie. Why? Was he tolerable? Could you stand somebody who was racist in your home, who was disrespectful to the woman, who always found later on after he sat down and after he calmed down, he always found out later that she was right.
Mrs. Bunker was proven right at the 11th hour when a taxi driver, Norton Rogers, broke down today and confessed to the crime.
You were right.
We return you right.
Hey, that's right. He was right. You see?
See what? All I see is I'm home here for 2 weeks starving to death while your mother-in-law's down there at that court wasting the taxpayers' money trying the wrong guy.
And then he said, oh God, you feel bad. Brothers, we all can relate to that. Because they didn't teach us in school the science of mating, and we damn sure didn't know the nature of our women. So we sat there and we thought that because the woman pointed out imperfections or broken things in the home, that she was nagging us. This is her nature as a helpmeet. While you're focusing on doing things that you may feel is of greater importance, her relevance is by all means, I have to say, she's worth more than 100 mountains of gold. Yo, honestly, your game don't really move no pieces. Got shady people loving it. for the wrong reasons. They fiending, but birds ignore the candies on the floor. And I can't write them jolly rhymes, and half of them is for my range hits Santa.